Okay, welcome. This is Danielle Pfeiffer. Welcome to our empowerment call. Glad to have you guys on tonight or listening to the recording. I'm pretty excited tonight because I love when I get the opportunity to surprise a consultant by announcing one of their consultants is sharing their iStory tonight. So that is very fun for me. So I'm going to introduce to you Sarah Hedger, who is a consultant and pretty soon to be a district manager. And Celeste just jumped on. I get to surprise Celeste and Jesse because Sarah is sharing with us tonight and a version of her iStory. So Sarah, can you unmute yourself?
Okay, can you hear me?
We can.
Okay. You ready?
Ready. Go for it.
All right. So I just wanted to thank everyone for welcoming me into the Arbonne family. And I'm super excited for this unexpected turn in my life because I did not expect this. And I wanted to share a little bit about myself. Stop, Jesse, the comments. I wanted to share a little bit about myself. So I'm married to my best friend and love of my life, Jeff, for almost 17 years. And we live in beautiful Naples, New York. See, right here. For almost 5 years with our fur babies and new honeybees. And I've worked at PetSmart for 20 years. And I've enjoyed my time there. So a little bit further on, my best friend Jessie, she introduced me to Arbonne not too long ago. And so I hosted an event at my house in October and became a preferred client and fell in love with the ingredient policy. Easy as that. And so I just wanted a better discount than a preferred client. So I became an independent consultant just for the discount. And my husband, he thought it was just a fad. And I knew it wasn't deep in my heart. And I was just in denial about it just being a fad. But God was speaking to me somehow. And I learned in the past, I need to listen to him. And 2 months ago, I started thinking about why I would want to do this business and why I would not want to do this business. And it basically came down to my comfort zone. I didn't want to grow as a person, spiritually, emotionally, or socially. And I just like my close little group of friends and family, and it's just quiet and no drama. But then the yeses took over the no's, and I thought about my life. And I do want to grow as a person, emotionally, spiritually, and socially. And I want to teach people about the amazing ingredient policy that Arbonne has through its products and the amazing network of people that you can learn with and grow with and become lifelong friends. And I definitely want to spend more time with my husband. And it always seems like we never have enough time for the both of us. And we want to renovate parts of our house, and the extra income would be phenomenal on that. And yeah, I just want to be the healthiest person that I can be. And I don't want to be the person that I was before, because I feel like I was barely breathing in life, and I just want to breathe deep now. And I don't want to just think about it all the time. So yeah, I've not even completed district manager yet, but I feel amazing. And sorry, I don't know how amazing I'm going to feel years from now when I'm in this Arbonne journey. So yeah, my why is simple right now, but it's important to me. Thank you.
Thank you. And I can tell you're speaking from your heart because it choked you up a little.
It does.
And I love how you said, and I think this is so important for all of us to really hear, you said, I was 100% happy. I'm happy with my job. I'm happy with my life. But yet, you still barely could breathe. And I want you to think about how many other people are sitting out there happy. I'm happy. I have a good life. They can barely breathe. Mm-hmm. So thank you for opening your heart and sharing that with us. We really appreciate it. So thank you.
Yes.
Next, after that wonderful little talk, we have one of my favorite trainers tonight. Elaine is going to, I'm sure, move us all over the next 15, 20, 25 minutes when it comes down to the 5-second rule. So girlfriend, can you unmute yourself so we can have wonderful area manager Elaine Friend share with us on the 5-second rule. Thank you so much for doing this.
Sure. Oh my goodness. That was an amazing iStory, by the way, and I love exactly, Sarah, that was your name, right? I'm just like blanking. Okay, Sarah. And it's really amazing because it's going to go right going outside that comfort zone. Hold on, it's saying my connection's unstable. It should be fine because I haven't been having, okay. So Danielle, I see your face is on mine. So if it ever cuts out at all, you just put your hand up. So anyway, I love, Sarah, what you're saying, because it's going to just blend perfectly with this. And the freedom that comes with going outside your comfort zone and doing this business, even when it's a little uncomfortable or when we don't feel like doing it, what is on the other side of that? And that is that hope and that joy and that freedom. So I'm excited that you've already experienced that, and all of us do experience that on our journey in Arbonne. And I love that it's limitless too, that you can continue to go and experience even more joy and freedom in the future as we continue to build. So that was awesome, and I loved it. So like Danielle said, I'm Elaine Friend, and I'm going to be 100% honest with you. I have promised myself, because I'm a very, very, I take my time when reading. I'm going to reword that. I take my time when reading right now. And I have promised myself a few select books that I have to finish before I start another one. And so I watched Mel Robbins, a video that I had seen a little while ago, a speech that she did on motivation. And she also talks about the 5-second rule in there. And I saw her at Vegas and GTC. So I'm going to be honest, I have not read the book yet, but I will be training still on the 5-second rule and based off of her teaching on motivation. And so it's still Mel Robbins based, and then I'm going to go ahead and move forward with it. And I love the timing of this. I've only done a few trainings, but if you look back at any of them, you'll hear me say probably every single time before that it's crazy how when we start working on a training, how it's so timely and exactly what we're growing and going through. And I'm like, it's not a coincidence. Like every time, this is what I've just been kind of not coming out of, because we never arrive, but just really has been present in my business and life. So it's perfect timing, and I'm excited to share it with you. So with that, let's jump right on in. Because Arbonne, so I'm going to just start with, because that Arbonne is so different, right? It's different than what we normally do or we're used to doing. Oftentimes that we wait until we feel like it or motivated to do Arbonne, just because it's something different and out of our norms. So we wait to feel like it or feel motivated. And if there's one thing I could like magically just pass on to new business builders, it would be to not do that. And again, because of personal experience and still working on this skill. But you will only, I labeled this training called Stop Hitting Snooze on Your Life. So by doing this, by waiting until you feel motivated or waiting until you feel like working your business, it's only pressing the snooze button on your life and your future if you work the business this way. And it's hard not to at first when you're learning something new. So don't feel like you're alone if you've done that, because I totally have, and I still working on it. It's our nature to do it. We have to build a skill and a muscle to work this business a little bit every single day, no matter what, until we don't have to fight against that feeling and that nature as much, because we have built that skill and that muscle that is stronger than just our feelings and what we're feeling in the moment. Mel Robbins, when she's talking about the 5-second rule and motivation in her video, she shares how our brain and our body is actually, it's designed to protect us, right? That is what it does. So when thinking of things that we need to do, it kind of triggers the protective mode in our brain. Something, anytime we feel a little bit uncomfortable or fear or anything that we need to do and draw up energy, a lot of times that protective mode takes over, and then it causes hesitation. And that is when our brain will start to talk ourselves out of doing what we need to do. So I believe we do that with our dreams and our whys in Arbonne too. I think that we have a dream or a why, it comes to us, and it's a little bit bigger than us, and it awakens that protection mode. And then we start to compromise that dream or that why. And years go by, and then until they get smaller and smaller, and we don't even know what they are anymore. And then we settle for great instead of extraordinary. The next time you have an idea or a dream, immediately print it out and put it on your fridge or your vision board. Get it out of your head and out so you can see it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 is the override to that protection mode to protect your dreams. I believe that today's culture, this is a whole nother conversation, but I believe today's culture has really lowered the bar for purpose and an extraordinary life because of convenience, that we don't even realize our true potential and what is possible if we actually just decide and work for it. You guys, our family depends on it. Our dreams depend on it. Others depend on us acting on it. And the world needs us, you guys. That is how waiting to feel motivated can kill your vision. But what about the everyday, right? That's the big vision stuff. What about the everyday? Which is actually the most important of the two. Arbonne only requires us to do a little every single day. And it's completely in our control, which can be the most powerful thing for our future, or it can be what sets us back if you don't exercise the skill and the muscle of working your business no matter what. Most of us come into this business who are used to going to work because otherwise we'd be fired, or not having the skill and discipline and what it takes to stay consistent and doing this little bit every single day. Because of what we tend to work our business around our emotions. And Mel says in her interview, you will never do it if you wait until you feel like it. Motivation is garbage. She couldn't be more right. Motivation is actually the fruit of doing it. It's what comes because of the action and because of pushing through and doing it. Motivation is just purely the aftermath and the fruit of it. I would say this is one of the most important things to learn and understand as quickly as possible in your Arbonne business. Again, if you are brand new, or if you've been stuck in your business for a little while, I would be as bold to say that I am not a nation today because of running my business in periods of my life this way, on feelings and waiting to feel ready or motivated to do it. I remember calling my sponsor, Marie, countless times, frustrated, sad, disappointed, confused, overwhelmed, or even better, how about the subtle things like, I really want to go hang out with, I can do it later, or I'm still tired, I'll do it later, I really had a long day. These little things, Mel says, it's seemingly small things that add up and matter the most. Every time that we give into these little moments, again, we hit that snooze button on our life and our dreams and our future. So do not let that one no determine your entire future. Do not let those 100 no's or that family member or friend who just doesn't see it yet determine your future for you. I was researching actually Tom's, if you've ever seen their shoes, the Tom's company. And I learned about all the incredible things that they have accomplished and the amount of lives that they have changed over 70 countries to children and families in need with the gift of sight, with clean water, with shoes for bare feet, and safer births, you guys. What if the founder, Blake, I'm going to try to say his last name, Blake Mykowski, had started out his business on emotion and quit when he heard the first no, or I don't feel like doing it. Imagine all the lives and the children that wouldn't have been touched in those 70 countries because of just running it on emotion. But here's the good news. I have good news. Don't think this is all blah, blah. I have good news. The good news is that every time we choose, it's a decision, every time we choose to override and work that 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, when we don't feel like doing it, to do the right thing for our business, which is 3 to 10 asks a day, working our funnel system, whether that's you're wanting to maintain or grow in your business, 3 to 10 asks a day, working funnel system, and sharing Arbonne with 40 people a month, whether we feel like it or not. You are building, every time you do it, guys, every time you do it, you're building a block and you're strengthening a muscle, and you get better and better each time. Building a rubber butt, resilience, the bounce back time. When you get knocked down, like you'll learn how to bounce right back up and have that rubber butt. I can't remember if it was Debbie Neal or somebody said a rubber butt, and it's always stuck with me. So build and work those muscles and the skills of 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 to override that protection mode and work your business no matter what, to build that rubber butt. And it won't be as hard in the future. It will happen, but your bounce back and resilience will be so much faster. I'm still working on growing this muscle, but you guys, the amount of time it takes me to bounce back and to get back out of the emotions is 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, rather than 24 hours, 3 days. Or how many of us have set it down for even weeks or months because of how we feel, right? Okay, so because I finally decided to push through and not give up each day and do my little part and lean into the uncomfortableness, because the only way that we grow this skill, and I mean, working out isn't comfortable, but we get the results and you get that muscle, you're not working your business 100% on emotions, is to practice and do it. That's the best way, is just to do it. One day I will have a rubber butt like Miranda Burcham. That's what I always say. She's my goal for my rubber butt. And my time to bounce back when I have a hard feeling in my business or I don't feel like doing it is not going to be 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It's going to be 1. Just like her and the professionals in this business. You have to work our recipe for success, you guys, in order to build this skill. If you only work out 12 days a month, how tangible do you think your results will be? If you only share Arbonne with 12 people a month, it will drag on the fruit and the skill, which leads to so many other things in your business, like questions. Like, I haven't had a person say yes yet. Oh, I don't know. Will this work? Can I do it? I don't know. Do not drag that on. You have to work the recipe for success to build a skill. And again, the good thing is when you grow this skill, it becomes easier and it becomes more exciting. And you'll have the results, you'll have the paycheck, you'll have the promotion. 40 people a month, get activity equals get skill equals get results. Now, because I've been practicing this and just doing it whether I feel like it or not, instead of feeling frustrated, like I was talking about when I used to call Marie, when someone says no or even mocks my business, I'm actually excited to educate. Someone cancels on me, I'm not shaken because my calendar is booked full. When I didn't feel like it, you guys, I booked it when I didn't feel like it, but I'll tell you how good it feels now. When those cancellations and reschedules come, it's so worth it. It's so worth it. Your whys and other people's whys are depending on it. It is, again, I'm going to repeat it, the everyday that matters, the seemingly small things, the asking every day through whatever the day is like, plugging into our calls, the motivation, the dreams, the car presentations, the walk across stage at GTC. It all comes from working your business every day. Life happens to everyone. There will always be something, you guys. Don't let your whys become your why nots. I love the scripture that I hold near and dear to my heart. It's about rejoicing in your sufferings. And I still look at even being uncomfortable as a suffering, like anything that kind of like pushes us is considered a suffering. It says that rejoice and be glad in your suffering, because suffering produces endurance. Endurance produces character, and character produces hope, right? Hope is that fruit, okay? And so is endurance and character. You have to just push through. Jonathan and I have this like funny thing about comfort. We hate getting too comfortable. We've just like seen the fruit of when we go outside of our comfort zone, so much so that we hunger for discomfort, not in like an unhealthy way. But we can tell, like, we enjoy the breath, and we enjoy vacation, we enjoy that. But you guys, there's only so long before we say, what's next? Like, what is next? What can we grow and what can we work in? So I want to know who is committing with me to commit and share Arbonne's story, the full Arbonne story, with 40 people in June. I want you to put it in the comments right now who is committing to 40 people and doing the recipe for success in the month of June and seeing what happens. 40 people, you have to, the full story. Reach out to your sponsor if you're brand new and you don't quite understand what that is and the full story is and how to share it with 40 people, and they will help you. You will hit times, you guys, you'll hit times that you would rather do something else or not feel like stepping away. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, do it anyway, and look forward to the fruit and the motivation that will come after and from doing it. trust the process. If I decided, I didn't get everybody on here, but if I decided to wait for motivation to work my business, I would not be able to be home with my boys and babies today. If Celeste, if she decided to wait, she wouldn't be taking her children to experience the wonder of Disney with their mama, who is in the best health of her life. If Marie decided to wait, well, we all know what this call would look like if Marie decided to wait and not wait till she felt motivated. But she wouldn't have been able to make her son's dream come true and take him to SeaWorld, to see God's creation like never before, or buy a home that has blessed so many in many ways and make this adventurous move. If Kim had waited, she would not have the belief and confidence that she has that has ripple effect the people around her to believe and dream again. If Danielle had waited, she would not have if she waited for belief, she would not have the confidence, If Danielle waited, she and her family would not have the getaway and refresh to reboot with the dreamy patio and pool that she was able to build because of Arbonne, and now her family can have restful evenings together. If Stephanie Gunn had waited to feel motivated, she doesn't know this, but I'm going to improvise on this one. She did put something up there. You have to look in her comments. But if Stephanie Gunn has waited, I wouldn't know one of the most genuine, powerful, loving people alive that I will be friends with for the rest of our lives, and I am grateful for her every day. If Bree waited to feel motivated to promote to district manager, she wouldn't have been able to freely make her house feel like a home for her new family. So what more is there to be had and to give, you guys? Let's get it. Let's get to work every single day. That way we can reap what we sow. I hope that I hope that inspired you, whether you feel like it or not, to get to work tomorrow and every single day. And just remember this, hold it close when you're not feeling like it, and do it anyway to have these benefits reap what you sow.
Thank you so much, Elaine. Please look at the comments. I'm sure you've glanced at them, but please read those comments, and I'm sure more will pop up. I think that all of us probably have noticed since GTC more of a focus on that everyday little bit. There's nothing magical that we need to do with our Arbonne business to become an MVP. And I think we're all really that's really hit in a lot of us since GTC. And I know that many faces on this call are currently participating in one or another accountability group with doing daily activity. So if you are not and you want to be, reach out to your sponsor. There's a couple different ones going on, but if you want an area to be like, yep, check, I made my 3 calls today, reach out to your upline so we can make sure you're part of that, because you're right. Everything you said tonight, you're right. It's that daily activity. We have a couple minutes. If anybody wants to jump on and say anything or add to that or comment, you can unmute yourself. Okay, well, it doesn't sound like anyone's unmuting themselves. So, Elaine, thank you for taking the time to put this together. Thank you for asking us to give you tangible things that we've accomplished because of Arbonne and being able to share that with the group. I think that meant a lot. And we have 5 minutes until our Facebook Live starts. So that will be in the Discover Arbonne Facebook group. If you're not a part of that, reach out to your upline real quick and they can get you added to that group so you could watch the live Discover. And then at 9:30, we jump back on Zoom, but it's a different number. So make sure you look in the section of our Facebook page for the number for the 9:30 call, the multi-nation call. Is someone unmuted? Did somebody wanted to add?
Yeah, it's Anna. And then Yvonne, we both unmuted.
Okay.
But Elaine, you did a wonderful job. And I just love how you just simplified it for us and just okay, there's no excuse. There's no excuse at all. And we deserve it. We, each and every one of us deserves it. And you're so right. I was talking to 2 ladies today in the restroom. And I was, ladies I see all the time and they're younger. They're probably in their late 20s. And, and I was kind of asking them about their job and what they like and don't like about it. And they're telling me how it's just tiring on their bodies and things like that. And I walked away from there okay, duh, you know, but I see them. I'm like, okay. I asked one of them to stop by my office this week, Thursday or Friday. So I definitely want to sit down with her. And then maybe I can also, you know, sit down with her friend. But I was like, yep, I got to talk to them. No more waiting, you know? So thank you. Thank you for the inspiration.
Thank you, Anna. And Yvonne?
Oh, Elaine, I love every time you get up and train. Can you just do me a private one every week? That would just be awesome. But I just wanted to back up what you were saying. And I've been in this business for 4 years, and I can honestly say for 2 years of being in the business, I thought I was doing such a good job. And I was like, I was literally spending so much time doing Arbonne, but not doing Arbonne. And honest to God, the minute you get into just breaking it down and just doing 3 asks a day, and it doesn't have to be going out asking 3 brand new people for the business. It's like, would you like to try a sample? Would you like to host a party? Would you like to take a look at the business? It's all the different asks. And all that's done for me, this focus that I have, thanks to Emily, she's been awesome. This, in the last couple of weeks, being part of her group, an accountability group, has just been amazing, because what it's done is it's freed up so much of my time, whereas I would spend all day doing Arbonne. Now I do my 3 asks, and I find I've got more time to do more asks, and the asks just keep coming. And I'm really comfortable with asking, and I love it. So fantastic, Elaine. Fantastic, Emily. Love you both and love this group. Well done, guys.
Anybody else want to say anything before we end here? There's lots of comments, so make sure you check them out, Elaine. Okay, thank you, Sarah and Elaine, for sharing tonight. Thank you very much. Have a good night, everyone. I'm going to stop the recording now.